On his radio program this past Sunday, Rudy Giuliani lashed out at former members of the Trump administration who refused to believe him when he tried to tell them that Joe and Hunter Biden were somehow involved in a massive financial crime scheme. Giuliani said that he presented evidence to these Trump officials at the Treasury Department, though he didn't mention their names. But as we all know, the guy at Treasury from Trump was Steve Mnuchin. And he said, I showed them all this evidence of red flags and, quote, the Trump Treasury Department hid those too. His appointees there double-crossed him. Arg! I mean, Trump had a certain number of people in his administration that either didn't believe it or were part of it and wanted to come out of the administration still being a part of it. You know, Rudy, you're lucky that you didn't name anybody's names there. And I know as a lawyer, you probably know that, and that's why you did it. Because had you given somebody's name, you're directly saying that that individual committed some kind of crime or was part of a crime syndicate, which absolutely will get you sued every single time. So smart on you, of course, to not mention their actual names, but you're legitimately suggesting that somehow in that Trump administration, in the Treasury Department, possibly including or at least working for Steve Mnuchin, that they were also involved in the Hunter Biden scandal? You got to come with a little more information than that, bud. You can't open a can of worms and not go fishing. You've got to tell us the specifics. What were those red flags? What did you see? The fact that you were unable to provide any specifics, the fact that you were unable to explain how people from the Trump administration could have even been involved in any of these so-called scandals is itself a giant red flag. You know, you want to talk about red flags, how about we talk about the red flags and everything that you're saying about this? It's important to remind people of something involving the Hunter Biden scandal. All that money he made from overseas governments, right? Because that's what's at the heart of this. That's what Republicans want investigated. All of that money was made. Those contracts were handed to him after Joe Biden had left office as vice president, and all of those contracts ended before President Biden announced that he was running for president in 2020. So during that period of time, Joseph Biden and his son Hunter were private United States citizens. And yeah, Joe Biden had a lot of international connections. And yes, it's plausible that Joe Biden used those connections to get his son good jobs. There is not a single thing in this country that would make that illegal. Not one thing that I just described was illegal. You may want to consider it unethical, sure. If that's your opinion, whatever. You may think, oh, well, that's nepotism. Okay, sure. Happens every day in every industry here in the United States and abroad. But illegal? No. None of it. No matter how you slice it. Because all of those contracts were awarded and ended while Joe Biden himself was a private citizen, there is no misdeed on Biden's part that we know of right now. And I'm willing to bet you're not going to find anything either. So it's not surprising that officials within the Trump administration would have looked at whatever info Rudy Giuliani gave them and said, yeah, dude, this is nothing. Like, what do you want us to do? The guy got his son contracts for jobs overseas. That's not illegal. So that would explain that, but Rudy still thinks that somehow is a double cross, and he thinks that they did it because they were involved in it. Rudy, you were treading that fine line there, bud. I'd advise you to not name any names in this specific instance because the things you're accusing them of are definitely things that they could sue you over if you try to get more specific. One of today's video sponsors is Magic Spoon, the makers of high-protein cereals that taste just like your favorite cereals from when you were younger. Let's face it, adult cereals are boring. For too long, we've been forced to start our day with bland cereals in order to get the nutrients that our bodies need. But thanks to Magic Spoon, you no longer have to sacrifice flavor in order to have a great cereal. Magic Spoon has replicated your favorite childhood cereals, not just to taste good, but each serving contains 0 grams of sugar, except for the Honey Nut flavor that has 1 gram of sugar because it contains real honey. Each serving also has 13 to 14 grams of protein and only 4 to 5 net grams of carbs. Magic Spoon is keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free, and it's a way to relive those moments watching your favorite childhood cartoons on Saturday mornings. Plus, it's only 140 calories a serving. It's like there's magic in every spoonful. And with over 8 unique flavors, you won't get bored of feeling good with Magic Spoon. I've always been a huge fan of mixing the cocoa and the frosted flavors, which creates a chocolate cake-like flavor, but I'm also partial to the fruity flavor as a late-night snack. And they've got other great flavors like peanut butter, blueberry muffin, maple waffle, honey nut, cookies and cream, and cinnamon roll. And now the birthday cake flavor is back. This super popular, previously limited edition only flavor is back to stay. Head to magicspoon.com/ROF to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try the magic for yourself. And be sure to use our promo code ROF at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/ROF and use the code ROF to save $5 off.